You might remember episode 267, and if you do, you are a diehard listener because I had to look it up. I had to look up the number. But episode 267 was our good friend Amy Stockberger, who has, if you remember, built an incredible business around her network and providing services far beyond just real estate, not just services and resources. And it is incredibly powerful to build that lifelong customer. But that's not why she's here today, although that is how she became near and dear to our hearts. Mm-hmm. She's here today because she's been rolling out some new things. And I was like, we got to bring you back and we got to chat about it because it's something that real estate agents need to pay more attention to. And we're going to start with talking about where the industry is going. And you brought up the statistic that 25% of NAR members, you real estate agents listening to this, are 65 years old and older, which means if you haven't already, you've got a foot and 3/4, 7/8 out the door to retirement, which means the rest of you have opportunity because what is going to happen with their book of business? It's either going to be a free for all or you have an opportunity to potentially acquire these books of business to create new opportunities for your business. So, Amy, I might have partially butchered that. I know you're going to say it way more eloquently, but first of all, welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me, Jeff. I always enjoy our time together. And I love that you know the episode number. That's fabulous. Well, but I'm wildly passionate about this. So thank you for having me.
That's the power of Google. I'm just going to be honest. I'm really not that good. So, Amy, first of all, give us just a reintroduction. Who you are. You're from, this massive state with all these people and you crush it with business and that's it. But go ahead, give us kind of a little recap.
Right. So I'm Amy Stockberger. I've been in the business for 25 years now. I run Amy Stockberger Real Estate. We are from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Y'all, we are the 5th least populated state in the country. But my little team of 20 does about 10% of our local market share year after year. We've been number 1 since 2017, and we were just ranked number 33 in the nation. Again, we are the 5th least populated state. So it's not like we have all these opportunities that these big metros have, but what we do have is a way to stay sticky to our clients. We created a client for life program that authentically takes care of them through all of their home ownership and human experience needs before, during, and forever, which also allows my agents in my market. Again, we're small giants, but they are the highest per agent production in our community year after year after year after year, because we're not just giving them sales, we're giving them, our leads, we're giving them multiplying sales to build big, juicy legacies, which is what my vision is, big, juicy legacies for everybody, Jeff, our clients, my team, my community. Mm-hmm. And we've done it all through my lifetime lead strategies.
And I love that. And it was part of the reason I was drawn to you because, it seems like a lot of times, especially in this industry, it's which become very mainstream, these conferences and webinars and people teaching this and selling that. And more often than not, they come from the New Yorks and the LAs and the Miamis and the big metros. And so I think it's fascinating to dig deep with someone who comes from a market where it's not all glitz and glamour and there aren't 10 million people to sell a home to. And that coupled with the data that you just gave us, the numbers, if you're listening to this right now and you're not dialing in to pay attention, I don't even know what to say for you. So Amy, let's dive in because, as you mentioned, this new thing that you've kind of been working on, which is huge opportunity. Break it down for us.
Yep. So we know our Sphere is our biggest lead source forever and ever, right? That's what NAR tells us year after year. So I feel agents and any home service providing business should be really 10xing down on their efforts of building a repeat and referral business with people with warm leads, right? And my business, what made me start thinking about this, I partnered with a new company. We created this new category called relational tech that's AI powered to find opportunities in your database with your assets under management. And we saw in there that, okay, while we have all our database there, this AI is working great to put these appointments on our agents' calendars. But what's happening in the world? Well, it's a silver tsunami. There's, again, you talked, 25% of real estate agents are 65 plus. But if you like the real stats, over $100 trillion is going to change. Wealth is going to change hands by 2048 because of all the baby boomers who are going to be selling businesses or getting out of businesses and with real estate. And I started thinking about it. And my personal experience is I had this system and strategy for every step of the home buying and selling process before, during, and forever. Why do I not have a system and strategy for every step of the agent career? Because think about this, I have a strategy to build big, juicy legacies. That's our normal, we get them up, we get them show them into their business, boot camp them in, build them that big, juicy legacy. But what happens when they exit? And so we put together a blueprint, and then we use this AI platform to really enhance that, where we show agents how to take over, acquire a book of business, pick up market share into theirs, and which is then helping that exiting agent, because our industry has done such a terrible job of showing us how to build a business we can exit from. Mm-hmm. I mean, like wealth advisors, when they get into the business, they're almost shown immediately how to really build their business to sell it. That's not what we're told at all. We're not taught really any of that. So there's all these agents who are getting ready to just like drop the mic and walk away, like leaving market share there, leaving clients there, leaving money on the table. And we figured out like there's just such an easier way to do this that solves the problem of the agent who's still in growth mode, to help them pick up market share while acquiring books of business, help that exiting agent, as well as help those clients, because otherwise, where do those clients go? Mm-hmm. Those clients become portal leads. Those clients just go away. So there's a win-win for everybody. And we know that the majority of exiting agents right now, and they're exiting, I should say, too, for different reasons. First, because they're at the age where like they don't want to do this anymore. And second, they're getting maybe close to where they don't want to do this, and they only want to do the stuff they liked, not the stuff they don't like anymore. So there's an opportunity to build a program for that, which we did. And then third, there's always going to be agents who are leaving. We have a pretty high failure rate, 87%, right? So there's always going to be agents getting out of the business, especially with historically low transaction counts, just going into another job. And then there's always the fourth the pillar, I feel, in the exiting agent is the agent whose husband got a job somewhere else. Wife got a job somewhere else. They're relocating. So I feel like this legacy agent acquisition system that we created is a forever lead pillar, that if an agent is wanting to put into their business, they can have it sit there and be the agent known for helping agents when it's time to exit, regardless of what the reason they're exiting for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what I was thinking about what came to mind as you were talking about this, and my world obviously is social marketing, and the biggest struggle that I've had and why I'm going down the path that I've gone, more media company, local influencer opportunities, is because I wanted to do it as a proof of concept. I felt frustrated in the lack of implementation and follow through. So I was like, screw it. And not to be ignorant, but it's like, screw you. I'm going to go do it. You know what? I'm just going to go do this. And I'm tired of trying to convince you. Now, I say that because many of the agents that are listening to this probably are like, "Ooh, shit, he's talking to me." Well, I'm not talking at you specifically, but in generally, I'm talking to a lot of those agents who just didn't follow through. This, honestly, what you're talking about is an opportunity to potentially bypass the things that you should have been doing and you're not doing, to give you some market share that you don't already have. Now, really, you should be doing all of it, and I think you would agree with that. But because when you said something that made me think, and I wanted to say, like, what happens to that business? What happens to the business that just fades into the sunset? I'll tell you what happens. The person that client who used to work with you and now you've retired or passed away, guess what they're going to do? It's going to be the person that markets to them, that speaks to them, that builds a relationship with them. That's who they're now going to use. That's where the business is going to go.
Right.
And so, yeah, you're creating an opportunity here which is an alternative solution. It's like a golden goose.
Right. And think about this too. How many investment properties would you buy if you could buy them with 0% down and they cash flowed right away? A shit ton, right? You'd buy all of them.
Come on, that sounds like a hokey thing.
Right. So it's the same thing though with these exiting agents. They don't have a plan in place. You're offering them a solution. Let me help you monetize this beautiful career that you've built.
Yeah.
Let me monetize it for you and take care of your clients who you've loved for 20, 30, 40 years. I'm going to put them into my ecosystem. I'm going to start caring for them right away. And I'm going to help you monetize this business because they don't, honestly, most of them don't think that there's any other option. So the way we wrote out this playbook is that you can do it in different ways. You can do it for a certain dollar amount based upon their warm GCI from the year prior. That is actually repeat and referral business, not like portal lead business, because that's not transferable, I mean, but actually relationship based business. And so you can do it that way, or you can do it just over a 3, 4, 5 year tier of breaking down over that. But think about what happens when you have a playbook to follow. First of all, that's what entrepreneurs want. Again, my coach, my real estate coach has said this to me for years, is like, we become entrepreneurs because we don't want people to tell us what to do. And then we become entrepreneurs and we're like, tell us what to do. So we wrote out this playbook of just like, you follow these steps, this is how you stay sticky and you capture that business. I mean, even if you think of the like numbers on this, you could, an agent walking away could make anywhere from $250,000 to $100,000 off a business that they were just going to, again, mic drop and walk away.
Yeah.
And then warm leads. Like, again, my whole business model is built on repeat and referral. 90% of my business is repeat and referral. Well, guess what? Those are a hell of a lot easier to work than cold leads.
Oh, yeah.
And those warm leads make you stay in the business, make you continue to want to serve at a higher level, continue to want to give. And so what we're doing in my market is any legacy agent, is what we call the agent exiting book of business that I'm acquiring, their past clients, which we don't say past clients, that's a dirty word. We have forever clients, but their past clients instantly get access to all of my lifetime lead strategy pillars, my VIP club, my moving truck, my party supply, all those things. They get access. So I'm making them sticky to me right from the beginning so that there's no way when they or someone they know has a life change, they wouldn't think of my company.
Mm-hmm.
And we're showing agents how to do that within Pro Insight, my new partnership, that with this AI tech now, it's even sticky. If I could have done this back then 10 years ago when I created this program, oh my gosh, my business we'd be doing 20% market share.
Sure. Yeah.
And
you probably will be. And by the way, what she was just talking about there includes even things like ladders and popcorn machines. And you might be wondering, just what are you talking about? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, go listen to episode 267, because I will tell you, because it was, I was the one saying, I don't even care if anybody listens to this. This is gold. Like, this is awesome. and it's not, honestly, I wouldn't call it rocket science. It's just you execute it at a very high level. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because that episode exists.
Right.
If you want to touch on it, feel free to do it, because I want to get into relational tech because that's why we're here. But so I'll let you lead where we head from here.
Well, let's just quick. I just want to tell a story that happened just last week or the week before. But so again, we also have a vendor program. I have a vendor program of over 100 vendors because we as real estate agents are super connectors. We connect everybody from buyers and sellers to everything they need after the home purchase. So landscaping, dentists, HVAC, all those things, right? So I have a vendor network that, again, is built on this repeat and referral relationship build, which we also do. We also show agents at Pro Insight is how to build your professional referrals and growing out your business and helping each other grow out your business. So you guys are all working together to have these assets under management as lifetime advisors, not these transactional industries or businesses. Because we had a pretty big settlement last year where it sounds like the world pretty much screamed at us, stop being transactional. We want transformational, right?
Yeah.
And so my program, 100 vendors, they pay me $3,500 a year to be a part of my program. They take care of my clients, legendary care like we do, preferential treatment, sometimes preferential pricing. But one of the business managers, I was at, they were doing a ribbon cutting for a new showroom. It's one of our biggest landscapers in town. And he's like, they're business developers. Like, Amy, stop. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you this. I'm like, what? He's like, so I was trying to get this big book of business, this company's book of business for their commercial needs for their landscaping. And I was like, awesome. And he's like, and he was telling me, the person in charge of making the decision of who they were going to pick, they're like, I have to throw this party. I have to get all this stuff. Where the hell am I going to get all this stuff? He's like, I can get you a margarita machine, a hot dog machine. I can get da-da-da-da-da. So he calls our office, gets all of our equipment, brings it to this guy. The guy down there ends up closing his transaction. My landscaper closes his transaction over something that cost me literally like maybe $500. Dumb easy, right? So, and when you think now, will they ever, when they hear somebody who has a life change, say any other real estate agent's name? Yeah. They will not. There's just no way. It's just that authentically giving in these small things that are so easy to put into your business that are there. Yeah. But so what we're doing with, we created this new category called relational tech, because a lot of times you see like kind of an oxymoron, relationships and tech, usually don't go together. And what we've done is created this platform to help real estate agents become world-class lifetime advisors. And it goes through, it's AI powered, which it has to be, right? Mm-hmm. AI powered. And it goes through the agent uploads their database in, and it takes their assets under management and then goes through and finds all these opportunities that live within their database that they likely wouldn't even know. It categorizes their assets under management by age, by who owns free and clear, who has the highest interest rate, who has an FHA, who is a VA, who has the highest net worth of primary homes that they own, who has the highest net worth of, and just in order of secondary homes. And it goes in and it pulls all this public data, and it gives the agents all this information that says, hey, this is this matches this. Do you want us to reach out and see if they want to get on your calendar? Basically putting appointments on their calendar for them. And then it does the same thing for their vendors, because we show the agents how to bring in their whole vendor network. All the people who are in there. So think about your lender, your inspectors, your insurance, your wealth advisors, your plumbers, your painters, all the people that you are bringing in to help close transactions and assist your clients, bringing in them into this network, doing the same thing with their database, helping them basically optimize their database, show them how to acquire additional databases to get them to a point where when they sell, they're selling for money down. They're selling for 20% down over 3 years, so that they're building a repeat and referral business, because a repeat and referral business is worth 50 to 100% more than one that is not. And so we're showing them with this AI power on how to do that so that they have a healthy exit strategy, not the exit strategy that a lot of people have right now, where they just weren't taught to build a repeat and referral as optimized as what we're showing people.
It's almost like there's two topics here, because one is talking to the person who wants to acquire the person exiting, and the other one is teaching someone how to exit.
Right. Yep. And well, we get them there, like for ours, like we start them here at the optimization, then we help them acquire additional, if they're ready to start, if they're in growth mode, to start acquiring more books of business so they can pick up more market share. And at the whole time showing them, how we're doing it with our lifetime lead strategies, with our deep dive for, AI platform, to the point where it's exit time for them, 5, 10, 20 years down the road, they have built such a healthy book of business that's not a job. Because that's the issue. A lot of agents build a job. They're working a job. They're not building a business that's actually sellable.
Yeah. So let's let me have you give me an example. So let's just say I'm a 40-year-old real estate agent, and I'm not killing it, and I'm kind of just stuck in a place where it's like I get my business from past clients, friends, and family. I've not really found any strong niches. Admittedly, I haven't really gone all in on any marketing. I chase shiny objects and don't give them enough time, but I'm intrigued. I reach out to you or your team. What happens next?
Oh, we set up just a quick demo of the product and show them, here's what this, the deep dive done for you looks like. Here's with your assets under management, what we can do for you to build you opportunities that likely you're not getting. Because agents are busy. Oftentimes agents don't know, oftentimes agents don't like prospecting. That's just the truth, right? And so this does it for them. It prospects and finds opportunities, and then they send it out. Our whole process platform sends out those opportunities to their client on their behalf. So it's just putting conversations, staying top of mind. And then once you're in our ecosystem, then you can decide if you want to go into a signature network where you have a digital space that's exclusive to your area. And again, the whole while and it's not a coaching program. It's just a way for us to use our platform, our tech platform, to show them how to build that repeat and referral business that will get them to a place eventually when the time comes, it makes sense to sell.
So I'll get a little bit more in the weeds on this. And okay, we schedule a call. You're kind of giving me the 30,000 foot view, but like,
Right.
what happens? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to show up with the database? Do I have to be tech savvy? How does all this work?
Oh my gosh, no. All you need to do is we give you a template of what your database you need to export from your CRM, and then we do the rest for you. We put it all in there. It's an app on your phone. It is so super easy. It is bananas easy. And again, it's just showing you those assets under management, and then AI goes to work and starts finding those opportunities. We show you that once you're inside of the ecosystem on how to start inviting in your vendors. So we give you the playbook to get those vendors into the program with you so you can start building. It's really like a chamber of commerce with the Leads Club and BNI on steroids, AI powered is what it is. And building that instead of chasing the cold leads, building the opportunities that already live within everybody's database. Because right now, especially, I've been saying this forever, but right now is a have to market, right? So because people are not just doing it for any reason like they were in 22, 23, or 21, 22 and halfway through, but it's a have to market. You should be focusing on the have tos. And the best way to focus on the have tos is to grow your sphere and get in front of more people who know more people who are the have tos, the relocation, the divorce, the deaths, all those things, is to expand that sphere. And this is just showing agents how to really do it on steroids. Again, something I wish I would have been able to do with my book of business 10 years ago when I created Lifetime Home Support.
How does the AI do it?
Goes out, it's just public database, data, even like as little as pulling if they're doing a roof permit, getting in front of them. Like if they're doing a roof, they're likely getting close to the seller. Maybe they need help with another contractor because they're doing a full renovation. Do they want to get to the lender have they done a HELOC? Have they started that process? Knowing that all these, as we build these groups together, that all of them are going to be able to help this homeowner in this lifetime, advisor role on doing that. So it's public data.
They're finding excuses. Let me correct me if I'm saying this wrong. The AI is finding an excuse for you to touch them.
Right. Yep. It's finding, here's an opportunity, but making you the advisor for life who's giving them, like, say they're 62 and they're in a 2-story home because it shows them that, like, is it time to do a reverse mortgage?
Yeah.
Or is it
time to downsize?
Yeah. Is it time to die? Like things they haven't thought about, or is it, if they have investment properties in some states, like there's a lot of agents who don't, when they're onboarding a client, they're not asking like, how many investment properties do you own out of market? That's just not part of their onboarding on there. Well, this is finding out how many properties they own out of market, and maybe they're at free and clear, or they could do a seller finance on something and make more money on that. Or they can do all these opportunities that likely most agents don't know about. We tell them, we show them, we have the verbiage, we have the all the talk track, and we do it for them. So it's not even, they're just basically getting appointments put on their calendar.
Really? So the AI is finding the opportunity, but also making the suggestion essentially?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. We have everything. We built it out. We trained it on making, here's a suggestion. We send it over to them like this opportunity exists. Do you want to reach out because it's a client and you want to have that belly to belly conversation? Or is it, do you want me to send this on your behalf? We'll do it on an SMS or we'll do it on an email.
Wow.
What's easiest?
Wow.
And I think that's what agent wants too. Everybody wants the easy button. Like this is one of the easy buttons you can do, as well as optimize your business in a way that you can start doing all the other things, whether it's in implementing some of my lifetime lead strategies or portions of it that feel like they align with your business, and being transformational, not transactional. And then we show them how to acquire businesses. We even have exit strategists who call around and help if they're a buyer and they just don't want to call other agents and figure out how to do it. We have exit strategists who will call around their market for them and find them books of businesses to buy.
Wow.
And think if you bought like 2 books a year, what would that look like? If you're putting in an average, book of business, say is 300, And say you have a 50, 300 database size, and let's just say that the transfer rate, that like they transfer every 10 years for most markets nationally, right? And average commission says 15,000. And with a standard nationally, the standard capture rate of somebody else's book of business, like what they'll actually capture from that, is about 50%. I estimate those who have my licensing, who do lifetime home support, will have a 90% capture rate because they're offering so much more stickiness to it. But even if you have that 50% in there, if you have the legacy successor, I mean, you're looking at over 4 years putting in $700,000 into your business. That doesn't suck.
Unless you don't like money. You don't
No,
like doing business.
right. And then what I call it the lifetime home support multiplier. Like say like my book of business, when we get one client, we change it into 5 more because of all we offer. But say every one client you get, you change into, let's see, 2 more. I have the numbers right here. Just 2 more. The multiplier of that from that 700, and say you get that 90%, that's 1.2 million. And then you put my multiplier in there, that's 2.5 in GCI. Like that's dumb. That's easy. And it's just doing, and again, it's opportunity. Yeah. And that's what most agents don't see. Like there is so much stinking opportunity right now. It is VANANAS. And with the way AI is going, we are also showing our agents, because I went deep into it, hard into it. Like I have my first digital employee that's in beta right now. She's a badass. Her name is Sammy. But we went big into this, that like there isn't anything in my business that isn't touched by AI, whether it's ops or my agents. But there's so much that we're showing everybody within our ecosystem too on how to save 5, 10, 20 hours a week by implementing things that we're doing. Because one of the things I feel, since I'm an operator, it helps agents because I'm in the trenches. I'm still an operator. I run a successful team. So as I'm creating things for me, we share it with them. We're giving it back over to all of them for them to optimize, because our business is so dynamic.
Yeah.
And everything's but I will say about AI, one thing that in tech, I love our relational tech. I think is so sexy. I wish, again, I could have had it 10 years ago. And as tech gets bigger and bigger, like the portals and all these different things, we're trying to get into our industry, trying to really say we can do what you're doing. The one thing that will outperform any AI and any tech is having a killer H to H strategy, human to human strategy. Mm-hmm. So if you have a business model that has a human to human strategy that is taking care of your clients before, during, and after, you're going to win. You couple it up with relational tech, it's like skyrocketed.
Yeah. I describe that as, at least as it relates to marketing, as the business with personality will outshine the business that just relies too much on AI. And I know AI is going to also have personality, but what AI will never be able to do is be out in the streets talking to people.
Right.
And I think we as a human race are going to evolve quickly into being able to sniff out, even as good as AI is, being able to sniff out the real versus the fake. And I just think the agent, is specifically as we talk about real estate, the agent that leans into being the brand is going to be the agent that sees the most sustained success in their career. And I say sustained because I do believe eventually there's a really good chance we get mostly replaced. I think real estate is going to take longer, but like mortgage, that's a process that a robot by and large can do. And so I think for those of us that want to sustain, you gotta lean into you gotta lean into being a human.
Right. And well, think about what you're doing. It's exactly what you're doing, and being the influencer, like really niching down on being that local influencer. It's the same thing. You have to have that connection. We humans crave human connection. That is one thing our brains will never stop doing. We're going to do that. And I agree that the advisors for life who are leaning into the relationships in a way that authentically serves their people before their wants, needs, and desires, sales follow all the time. That's Bob Burg, Go Giver, like 101 book,
Amen. Amy, this has been awesome. Somebody's intrigued, wants to learn more. How do they connect?
Yeah. So if you're interested and want to look at, I built out a legacy opportunity map with AI actually. Built it in chat and put it into, but I built it out. If they want to take a look at the legacy opportunity map, DM me legacy, and I'll send you the link to the map where you can look at what it looks like for the legacy agent for them, as well as what it looks like for the legacy successor and building in this business. And then if you're interested in Pro Insight, DM me Pro, and I'll get you a demo and just show you how you can use this new category, relational tech, to really optimize, acquire, and get you to a place that you have a healthy exit strategy.
Where do they DM you?
At Instagram, at Amy Stockberger. Good question.
That would be an important one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Awesome. And is there anywhere, if they want to just go stalk you, is Instagram the best place to go stalk?
Yeah, go stalk me. You can check out lifetimehomesupport.com. You can check out proinsight.com, all of them. Yep.
Amy, it's always a pleasure. I hope the weather improves because after all, it is summertime. And I imagine the next time we talk, you'll probably be at 20% market share, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with market share, 10% is ridiculously good, like almost unheard of. So getting anything more than that is damn near becoming a monopoly. So, congratulations on your success.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Jeff. Awesome. Thanks for having me. Always have fun.
Take care.